How y'all doing?
Good.
How are you?
How am I? I'm 74 fucking years old. How do you think I am? I have 3 metal spaces in my spine, 2 false knees. I've had 6 surgeries on my shoulders. My head's been fractured 6 times, and I don't do my own stunt work anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Mr. Ironside.
Great to meet you.
Just Michael.
Michael.
Mr. Ironside is my father.
Okay, Michael. I was watching Total Recall this week, and it struck me that it was really ahead of its time when you look at the tech. You were, face calling with Sharon Stone in a certain moment. There was a self-driving cab. There were implants. When you were creating that movie, were like, this is so much science fiction, it's not going to happen ever?
My grandfather was a member of the original sci-fi club. There was about 100 members. Aleister Crowley was one of them. And then you had a whole bunch of other authors. And science fiction was not that acceptable in the 40s and the 50s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. A.J. Voigt and Heinlein, all these guys. So what they would do is they would write stories for each other and send them back and forth, short stories and stuff, like do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, I think is the original title for that. So when it comes to sci-fi, to me they're westerns. They're political westerns. And they're political motivated stories. Now if you say it's Iran, Iraq, and Germany, and United States, everyone goes, fuck, it's politics. But if you say it's Mars and Uranus and some satellite colony and you do it like that, right? All of a sudden, the material and your views get to the audience. And the audience gets to consider them rather than having an attitude before the story's told. So science fiction I've always seen is very, very important. And I don't know, I've always been drawn to it. I've always been drawn to it. Now, I read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep when I was about 14. I read, I read Dune when I was 13 from a shoebox. My grandfather was a friend of his, and he sent it to my grandfather saying, Jock, which is his nickname, his name is Findlay Ironside. He said, Jock, could you have a look and see if you can find any bugaboos, Robert? And there's a whole section in the original manuscript about Keynes, about the ecologist, that's no longer there. But I've just always loved sci-fi. I'm drawn to it. I love the idea that it's a safe platform to talk about politics, to talk about social problems, to talk about race, to talk about our differences, talk about our similarities. But political stories and stuff, I feel like you're being manipulated. And anyway, I hope that answered your question.